US President Donald Trump announced that the United States is prepared to guarantee Europe significant gas supplies, responding to questions at the World Economic Forum. However, it seems Trump's assurances have not influenced Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban's determination to push for the resumption of Russian gas transit to Ukraine. Orban has warned that without this, he will block the EU's extension of sanctions against Russia. The EU sanctions must be renewed every 6 months, with the next deadline being January 31st.
Now, the issue of the rollover of the sanctions is on the agenda, and I have pulled the brakes and asked EU leaders to understand this cannot continue. This is not good that we pay the price of helping Ukraine and they cause us problems. Viktor Orban, Prime Minister of Hungary, from a Reuters publication.
Orban is a long-time opponent of the EU's sanctions regime against Russia. Recently, he claimed that 15 rounds of sanctions are damaging the European economy and have no impact on Russia's war against Ukraine. According to sources from Bloomberg, Brussels currently lacking a plan B if Orban continues to block the extension of sanctions. European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen emphasized that the EU has deliberately abandoned Russian gas supplies. The EU partners of Ukraine are determined to continue limiting Russia's resources to prevent the continuation of its war against Ukraine.
Our gas imports from Russia went down by roughly 75%. And now we import from Russia only 3% of our oil and no coal at all anymore. Not only must we continue to diversify our energy supplies and expand clean sources of generation from renewables, and in some countries also from nuclear,
Orban stated that Hungary would not consult with the United States before making any decisions about extending the EU sanctions. However, experts say it's unlikely he can count on support from the White House. Trump, speaking at the World Economic Forum in Davos, indicated that economic pressure on Russia could help end Russian aggression. Moreover, he called on the Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries and Saudi Arabia to lower oil prices now or stop Russia's war against Ukraine.
And I'm also going to ask Saudi Arabia and OPEC to bring down the cost of oil. You got to bring it down, which, frankly, I'm surprised they didn't do before the election. That didn't show a lot of love by them not doing it. I was a little surprised by that. If the price came down, the Russia-Ukraine war would end immediately. Right now, the price is high enough that war will continue. You got to bring down the oil price. You got to end that war.
President Donald Trump made it clear that the U.S. has no intention on lifting sanctions on Russia. If President Putin does not agree to end the war against Ukraine, Washington will apply maximum economic pressure. The EU is currently discussing a 16th round of sanctions and is considering additional restrictions to reduce Russia's income from energy exports. Reported by Alexandra Zaslavets, Yulia Hranovskaya, UATV News.